Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. This is the tournament conclusion video. As I usually do at the end of a tournament, I like to analyze quite deep my lists because I like to check what the individual unit did during the tournament to see if there is any issue in the list, something I can maybe swap for something else or improve in my game also. So that was the result board of this tournament. I end up middle-ish because of my third game big loss. You have here the podium with our ETC captain Xavier winning it, so congrats to the people who reached the podium. We have 2 demon, 1 dread elves on the podium. My list, so that was my army, and here you have, if you want, as a reminder, my list in detail. And I filled my matrix as I usually do at the end of a tournament. So for the grid can, basically first game he was within the bruiser that ate a lot of chaff. Same goes for the shaman, and then the rest he died on the third game, so I was a bit disappointed by his challenge, but that can happen. I mean, it was dicey. It's as always a nice output to the unit of bruises, and also bringing leadership 9, which is nice. But to be honest with you, I will consider also other options what I could put instead of the Great Khan, because he's adding point inside the unit instead of having another threat maybe on the table. So that's something I need to consider, especially in comparison with Hunter, for example. Shaman got some nice swarm of insect, wounding elders, killing giants, so that did really a lot in those games. I didn't get any totemic summon, but other than that, shamanism always useful, and I think it's the right choice for the list. Can BSB, yeah, same performance as the mercenaries, so it's basically another 2 mercenaries shooting wise, and in combat as well, similar to mercenaries. So some good shots from mercenaries. Was quite happy about something they did, but generally speaking I expected slightly more from them. But in each of the matchup they were a good unit, scary for the opponent, so that's something I liked. MR3 was a right choice. I think I got pretty much nothing on them that was too annoying. The bruises, if they avoid the scary stuff for them, meaning unit that can strike with a lot of hits, high strength and quick, that could be annoying for them. But other than that, I think if they get the right target, they can perform well, because it's a lot of attack strength 6. So the 8 chaff game 1 killed the ancestor game 2, which was huge, and then game 3 failed panic. So they delivered in CC, but I need to be careful. It's still a big amount of points, so I need to always be careful a little bit if I get a panic check or not on this huge unit, where there always is one or the other character, at least. 3 bruisers and 3 tribesmen, similar performance, versatile scoring. They can do a lot. They can chaff, they can kill opponent chaff, they can combo charge into stuff. There are some very useful scoring for my list, so really I'm convinced by the core setup. Then in special, we have 6 mercenaries. Like I said, huge mistake not huge mistake, suboptimal choice in the game 3, where I made the choice that wasn't the best one, wasn't the optimal, and I think they could have survived if I've done something better. So yeah, generally speaking, always happy about them at the moment. Yetis, when deployed at the right spot, they can be a very annoying unit, meaning they need to avoid all type of range damage, basically, if you want to avoid panic check. So you know, they are cheap, they can chaff, they can kill chaff, they can threaten war machines, they can be very fast, but they are very fragile, and any panic check can be the end for them. So that's a little bit the limit of the unit, but still they can be very annoying for the opponent and play a role because they can threaten so much, especially when you start. Kineater, always useful as a unit, but didn't do well in this tournament. I didn't play it well. Second game, ambush too late game 1, and then game 3 finally had an impact. Could have been a match winner if the Kineater would have catch the militants, so wasn't far to get the MVP almost of tournament just because of this performance. But yeah, like I said, not used perfectly, but always annoying. Turret Cannon, great performance shooting wise during the whole tournament. Decent chariot in CC as well, so yeah, convinced that I need one in my list. Sabertooth Tigers, happy how I used it. I kept it for a late game, always thinking, okay, when will I need him the most? And before that, I protected him very well, I think. So I'm quite happy about how I played the Tiger in these 3 games. Slave Giant, fragile piece, died 2 times. But was very useful, obviously, in the game 2, where when I was able to find a sweet spot between the line of my opponent and cause a ton of mouth check. Obviously, yeah, big mistake here by my opponent, and that caused a lot of trouble for him. So that was huge. Other than that, yeah, it's an annoying piece, can move well, is decent in combat, but still, he has some limitation as well. I mean, if you put an Elder in front of him, even with 1 wound, like you saw, I didn't charge him. You think twice before doing this kind of stuff. He has his limit. It's only strength 5, weapon skill 3. It can always fluff with dice, so you never know. But and he can die easily to shooting as well because of the low armor save, like all giants. So useful, but not 100% convinced, but it was very useful in those games. I always used him as as you saw very often when I faced in at least 2 games opponent that has a lot of stuff on the table and mobile stuff as well. I had to use and to be compact with my blocks. So then I used the giant and yetis to be on the opposite flank to be annoying, basically. And then we have the Frost Mammoth, nearly survived game 1 and 2, died game 3, so was always targeted by range damage. Didn't do much, a couple of shots, no use of Freezing Aura, but he was here like as a zoning threat, basically be like middle of the table and then backing in the zone of mercenaries to be helpful and be annoying and just be the threat of the combo charge, basically. I think that was also the idea of him. So yeah, I love him in the list. So basically I wouldn't change anything at the moment in the list, performance speaking. Same goes for the ETC version of this list. But I want to explore maybe some other version of the list. It's not about finding the best of this list, because I think both this one and the ETC version were really good. But I think it's more about to explore what could be the version of the list that is the best suited to my playstyle. So I think I still have room to play. Like I mentioned in the ETC video, conclusion video, I think some part of this list are like must. I think I wouldn't change much. The Shaman, the Khan, the Core, Mercenaries, Keen Eater, Thunder Cannon, Saber-Tooth Tiger and Frost. So basically what the room that I have to play with are a Slave Giant, 2 Yetis and a Great Khan. That's this point where I can play a little bit and see what else I can fit on the table. But the rest I think I wouldn't change much. So that's it, guys. Thanks a lot for listening to this video, and talk to you soon in another battle report. Bye.